Some YouTubers are not who they appear to be on camera. Starting with Dhar Mann, whose brand of kindness fell apart after his own actors went public.
There is a protest going on at Dhar Mann Studios.
Dhar Mann had built one of the biggest channels on YouTube, 17 million subscribers, for videos a week, every single one ending with the same line.
We're not just telling stories, we're changing lives.
But in February 2023, his own actors had a very different story to tell. It started with actor Colin Borden. One TikTok, one sentence.
Not a single actor that works at Dhar Mann Studios can afford rent.
Actor Charles Laughlin went live on TikTok to his 1.2 million followers and broke down exactly what was happening inside.
So in short, there is a protest going on at Dhar Mann Studios. And this protest is being organized and performed by a lot of actors who work with Dhar Mann. There are a lot of reasons why we're protesting, but the main one being we asked for a meeting with Dhar because we were unhappy with the way we were being treated here at Dhar Mann Studios. Ultimately, we were told we would not get that meeting.
And it was not just Laughlin. Actors Mare Mulroney and Michael Vaccaro came forward with their own stories. Low pay, child actors working 10-hour days, a silent rule that everyone already knew. If you speak up, you are gone. They tried to handle it quietly first. They wrote letters. They requested meetings.
I just wanted to have a conversation with my boss.
The exact same faces that had spent years delivering his lessons about kindness and respect were now standing outside his studio demanding to be treated right. The internet caught fire instantly. Dhar Mann eventually responded. He said the wage claims were 100% not true. But nobody was listening anymore.
I'm protesting the man never talks to anyone, he silently fires people, and he doesn't pay anyone what they're worth.
His own actors were already outside, on camera, telling the world exactly what was happening behind his closed doors. But while Dhar Mann was brought down by his actors, David Dobrik was brought down by the people he called his best friends. David Dobrik had built one of the most watched channels in YouTube history. 18 million subscribers, 7 billion views. A group of friends called the Vlog Squad who appeared in every video. They looked like the most fun group of people on the internet. But in early 2021, those same people started talking.
But I'm done being fake friends with them.
It started with Seth Francois, a former Vlog Squad member who had appeared in dozens of Dobrik's videos. In February 2021, he sat down on the H3 podcast and described something that had stayed with him for years. In a 2017 vlog, Dobrik told Seth he was about to be kissed by model Karina Kopf. Seth agreed.
Like, we just have this scene, like I want you to like make out with Corinna, and, like, are you cool with that? And I was just like, yeah, no, I'm fine with making out with Corinna.
But the person who kissed him was not Karina Kopf. It was Jason Nash, a 45-year-old man. Seth said he never consented to the prank.
After Jason pulls off his mask, and I realized that, I just was touched by someone that, I did not consent to.
Then came Jeff Wittek. In 2020, Dobrik had been controlling an excavator on a lake in Utah while Wittek swung from it on a rope. The stunt went wrong. Wittek slammed into the excavator and broke his skull, his eye socket, his ankle. He needed multiple surgeries just to save his eye. And when it was all over, Dobrik uploaded the footage anyway. Jeff Wittek made one thing very clear to the entire internet.
Has David messaged you to see if you're okay?
Nope, not a text or nothing. Not surprised, It is what it is. But I'm done being fake friends with them.
And it did not stop there. A woman came forward to the press claiming she had been sexually assaulted by Vlog Squad member Dirt Dom during the filming of one of Dobrik's vlogs. The story broke everywhere instantly. Sponsors dropped him within days. Then came the apology video.
I've been really disappointed by some of my friends. I'm sorry if I've let you down, and things like that won't happen again.
The internet had one response. David Dobrik went from Gen Z's Jimmy Fallon to one of the most hated creators on the platform. Next is a man who spent years telling the entire internet he was the perfect husband. Ned Fulmer was one of the 4 founding members of the Try Guys. 8 million subscribers, 2.5 billion views. A company they built from the ground up together, and a personal brand that Ned had spent years crafting very carefully. He was the wife guy. Ned Fulmer loved his wife Ariel, and he made sure the whole internet knew it.
My wife.
And then in September 2022, a Reddit post changed everything. Photos surfaced showing Ned making out with a Try Guys producer named Alexandria Herring. The internet caught fire instantly, and before Ned could even respond, his own team had already made their decision.
Ned Fulmer is no longer working with the Try Guys.
Ned posted a statement on Instagram the same day. I lost focus and had a consensual workplace relationship. The story got so big that Saturday Night Live parodied the entire announcement video just 2 weeks later. At least Ned Fulmer's team found out by accident. James Charles was taken down by someone who had spent years building him up from nothing. James Charles had built one of the biggest beauty channels on YouTube, 26 million subscribers, the first male cover girl, a brand that felt completely untouchable. And the person who built him up more than anyone was Tati Westbrook, his mentor, his friend, the woman he called like a mother to him, until May 2019, when Tati sat down and recorded a 43-minute video called By Sister. She accused him of betraying her trust.
So when you pair up with my #1 competitor, it's embarrassing to me. Is it going to crush my business? No. But it's embarrassing, and you know that.
In the next 24 hours, James Charles lost nearly 3 million subscribers. Every major celebrity unfollowed him. Brands went quiet. The internet had already made up its mind. James eventually came back with a 41-minute response video called No More Lies.
Throughout the next several hours, I made countless attempts to text both Tati and her husband James, and many phone calls as well, trying to reach them, all of which they did not respond to. And later on that night, while sitting in my hotel in San Francisco, because I could not reach Tati, I issued a public apology directly on my Instagram because I really wanted to make sure she saw that I was sorry, and I wanted to end the situation by taking full responsibility for my actions.
The internet slowly started moving back to his side. It looked like the worst was finally behind him. It was not. In 2021, a teenager came forward on TikTok with a story that was impossible to ignore. He said James Charles had been messaging him on Snapchat, sending inappropriate messages. And when the teenager told James he was only 16 years old, James posted an apology.
2 different people, both under the age of 18, have recently come forward saying that they had inappropriate messages with me on social media. One of them being from last year and one of them being from more recent. In both of these cases, I added these people on Snapchat, asked how old they were right away, was told that they were 18, believed them, engaged in a flirty conversation, and then later on found out that they were actually 16. Upon finding out, I was immediately embarrassed and blocked both people. I needed to take accountability for my actions and most importantly apologize to the people that were affected by them.
The internet had heard enough. James Charles lost one mentor. MrBeast lost someone who had been inside his operation for years and had seen everything. MrBeast is the most subscribed YouTuber on the planet. Over 300 million subscribers. Videos that cost millions of dollars to make. A brand built on one simple idea: generosity. Giving people money. Changing lives. Being the good guy of YouTube. In July 2024, a former employee named Dogpack404 sat down and recorded a 53-minute video.
Hi, I wanted to provide some context to this video. I'm a former MrBeast employee, and today I am alleging that the company rigged videos and did illegal lotteries and sold fake signatures. I would consider that fraud, okay? Thank you, enjoy the video.
2 weeks later, Dogpack404 came back with a second video. This time, he brought another former employee named Jake Weddle with him. Weddle had worked for MrBeast from 2019 to 2021. And what he said about the culture inside the company stopped people cold.
He didn't want anyone to get more popular or have more of a way out necessarily. Like, oh, I'm doing my Twitch thing on the side. Don't do that because you could get famous and leave and talk about me negatively. And I could tell that the yes men were, doing well. And I was, disgruntled for quite some time.
Dogpack404 claimed MrBeast had hired a registered sex offender for a managerial position inside his company.
Well, there was a known sex offender, registered sex offender, convicted sex offender on the registry and everything.
And then came the news about Ava Chris Tyson. Ava Chris Tyson was a founding member of the MrBeast channel, one of the original faces of the whole operation. Grooming allegations surfaced online and MrBeast had to cut ties immediately. His legal team spent 3 months reviewing millions of documents and interviewing 39 people before he said anything publicly. MrBeast eventually sat down for a long interview and addressed every single allegation. He denied the fraud claims. He denied the CGI manipulation.
There have been claims that you use some CGI in your videos, that is computer-generated imagery. Do you think the use of CGI can undermine the credibility or authenticity of the content that you're making? And if so, why do you choose to use it?
Good question. And yes, I do think rampant use of CGI can undermine it. And I try to do my best to be transparent.
But the damage was already done. The man who built his entire brand on being the good guy of YouTube had been exposed from the inside by his own former employees. These 5 YouTubers had one thing in common. They all built brands that the world believed in. But the people closest to them told a very different story.